Welcome into episode 117 of About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube. As always with me, host Steph Loeffler at Junkwax Twins.
Howdy.
Ben Wilson at Our Trading Cards. I'm Tim Shepler at Big Shep 79. We are a podcast by collectors for collectors. I'm going to bring you a smart and insightful podcast discussing trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, Periscope, Facebook Live. Follow us on Twitter at About the Cards. We're available. We're check out the website aboutthecards.wordpress.com. We have a special guest host tonight.
Speaking of the website, not to interrupt, should have a new Stadium Club review up soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Angela is hanging out with us tonight.
Thanks for the intro.
I was trying to make it awesome, and then someone just runs right over it. Professionalism.
Yeah, but it's his wife, so you kind of have to look at it like there's probably some kind of an internal struggle of the fact that he never gets his way, and this is like the most power he can exert towards her because it's public and it's live and it's on YouTube forever. So,
yeah. Hey, this episode is sponsored by Starbucks. Thank you, Danny. I hope you're listening tonight, bud.
Ooh, what did you order?
White mocha, hot white mocha, venti, no whip, add 2 shots.
Ooh.
What a girl! No offense, Angela.
No, normally I just drink black coffee, but I want a little something, where my tummy comes tonight.
Steph and I aren't sweet enough for you?
No, you're more like sour.
Like every morning I've been getting like a venti iced mocha with no whipped cream. It's been a problem.
Yeah, normally I'm just guzzling Pete's Big Bang from the Keurig. I bought it just based off the name, and it's my favorite coffee.
Did you really want to have said it that way, though? Lately, I've been guzzling Pete.
Yeah, and a Big Bang. Wow.
Hard transition here.
We lost Hall of Fame running back Gale Sayers today at age 77. Born in Wichita, Kansas, just like this guy here, and Barry Sanders and not Joe Perry, the Joe Walsh from the Eagles, all from Wichita, Kansas. So we're the big four, famous four from Wichita. But no, the Kansas Comet passed away. He played at KU. Played 68 NFL games. Retired at age 34. The youngest Hall of Famer ever. Had some knee issues, but the man once scored like 7 touchdowns in a game. So
six, I believe.
6.
Yeah, I think he was the first player, maybe the only player. I know one of the Patriots did it like 20 years ago, but wasn't he the first guy to ever have like a passing touchdown, rushing, receiving, punt return, and kick return all in the same game or something stupid like that?
Yeah.
I know you're a Sanders guy, and I rank Sanders in my own head top 3 all time. For me, if you're doing it based on talent alone, Sayers is number 1. And then there's probably a slight drop-off into tier number 2, and I think Sanders and pick somebody else to go along there. I think Sanders is a close number 2.
Yeah.
But Sayers, for me, has always been the best running back. Yeah.
And both from Wichita, man. I'm telling you, we can run fast there.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Those guys got the speed. No, I didn't. But no, in 77, he was battling dementia. We also lost Wrestling Hall of Famer Joe Laurinaitis as well today at the age of 60. He was the dad of James Laurinaitis, former linebacker for the Rams and Ohio State. Yeah, my buddy texted me that this morning. He's a huge Ohio State fan and said, "Man, we lost." I thought he said James at first. Oh, what the hell? But Joe was still 60s young. He was part of the Road Warriors, which they wore the shoulder pads and the spikes, and his dad still looked mean as piss. I saw some pictures of him when he was playing at Ohio State. Still looks scary. Scary.
Question though, you said 60 is young, and by societal standards, that absolutely is correct. But based on like wrestling, because I mean that's such a brutal sport, fake or not, the physicality is still real. Whether it's scripted, these guys go through a lot of injuries. Like when Mick Foley fell off the Hell in the Cell against Undertaker, and as he's walking off the stage, he goes, "I can't fight the Undertaker anymore. I got kids," and there's a lot of truth in that, right? I mean, I would be curious to know what the average age is these wrestlers die at, because it can't be. I mean, 60 almost has to seem on the high end because of the steroids, the wear and tear on their body. I just prayers to his family, of course. But yeah, another wrestling legend.
Yeah, no, definitely. And so, how's your collect week been? I just got back. We did a surprise birthday for my mom, and until we took her to Tahoe to a big cabin, and it was a lot of fun. But when I was gone, so Ben Aguirre, cardboard icons, the legend, and I have never met in person, though we've known each other like, I don't know, 12 years, right? It's been like 10 years, whatever it's been. It's been a long time. And he texts me like the day before and says, hey, I'm going to be in Folsom, not too far from here where I grew up. I'm going to be in Folsom this weekend. And I'm gonna have these cards to drop off at your house. I'm like, dude, we can't miss each other. And so we ended up missing each other, but he did stop by, and he put him in my backyard and hit him. And then I saw him on the ring. He told me he was pulling up and stuff. I said, hey, can you do me a favor? I think there was a package delivered. And he was kind enough to go around front and grab the Amazon package and hide it in the back for us while we were gone. So
you have an icon show up at your house, a hobby icon. Mm-hmm. And he's basically turned into your personal mail servant.
Yeah.
Not that's mail as in MAI. Well, you know what? It's mail either way you want to slice it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I felt bad, but he's gonna get it back. Trust me, I'm gonna take care of him. So, you guys, anything cool? Like, look at these boxes. This all came. Like, these are all Giants cards I need to go through. So I'm excited to take a peek. I know he was doing a whole bunch of teams, and I got the Giants. The Royals went to Matt, my arch nemesis on Twitter, because he hooked him up with some other stuff earlier in the year. So
I've been going through a lot of Ginter, but I haven't set any checklists or anything yet, so I have no idea what I have.
Well, we need to talk because we're going to need to help each other out if we're going to make the set, because I need some too.
You're going to need a case.
I had a pretty decent break with Crack and Wax. I got the hit of a blaster from 2019 Topps Holiday. Love the design and the wrapping paper whatnots.
Yeah, little bow.
Surprise mail day from Shane Katz, the MVP for MDA, 1992. What's it? 1992, yeah. Rando oddball set. Gotta love them. And then, speaking of her and Alan Ginter, do you want to explain this one, Ange?
I guess.
Well, I Vanna White it.
So the first box, the first box that I opened of Alan and Ginter this year, this was the case hit. A Ricky Henderson as a Yankee. It's a booklet with a signature and what looks to be a bat knob, but I'm not entirely sure. Because it's square. If you look in the booklet, it's cut square.
It's a nice looking card.
It is very nice looking.
So where did we pull it? What did you do?
As always, with us, we pull great cards while we're sitting in our car.
Isn't that the truth?
Right.
When you have nothing available, have to walk back in, get the booklet holder, and then charge the card again. Go back out to the car like you're shamed or
let the guy get a picture of it.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to mention our buddy Upstate Minor League sent the bazooka. It came today. The bazooka back, the infamous bazooka back, which I still have not seen anywhere on eBay, Sport Lots, anywhere. I've even looked on what's that, Marquee or whatever.
Mercury, I think is how it's pronounced. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Macari.
Look there, nothing. Finally have it, so I have all of the 2020 Gypsy Queen parallels of my boy there, G Hamp. So that was cool. And I opened some Allen Ginter this week and sold some Bowman Chrome, which was nice. So
very nice.
Oh yeah. I also got my T206 in from Crack and Wax because I did one set of Pogo.
It's just regular 206. There's no T involved.
There's Tops.
Just top. Well,
It's Tops.
It's top. It's Tops
That's
2
why
and
they
6.
did it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's still only 206 to me. It's the same product.
Yeah, came the same way, right?
Yeah.
The week that was last week's release is Topps Living Week 132. We had card 347, Zach Wheeler, pitcher, Philadelphia Phillies, sold 1822. And then card 348, Donovan Solano, shortstop, San Francisco Giants, sold 1716. So not a great week. I as predicted, below 2,000 on both. Whatever. Also ran weak. Make sure you check out Topps Living Stat for full breakdown on where these cards respectively in the set by team and by position. As Angela said, we had 2020 Topps Allen and Ginter drop. We're going to talk about that later in the show. I opened 2 boxes. It's still one of my favorite rips. 2020 Topps Transcendent Baseball Captains Collection. 1920 Panini Opulence Basketball, and 2020 Bowman Chrome as well. Hot off the presses, this week's new releases, Topps Living Week 133. We had card 349, Alberto Mondesi, shortstop of my Kansas City Royals. Love it. Back-to-back Giant Royal Week. And then card 350, which I think they should have picked a better player for card 350, right? Like a staple number. Corbin Burns, pitcher, Milwaukee Brewers.
Ooh.
I mean, he is having a pretty decent year, but yeah, definitely should have had someone slightly better with the.
Yeah, I mean, it's again one of those. Okay, 2 veterans, no rookies, no Hall of Famers, no stars, no retired stars. It's just kind of, 2 decent Major League Baseball players that any team would be happy to have on their squad. I believe so.
I will give him credit for at least getting some representation with the Royals and the Brewers.
Yeah,
but Yankee.
But why not Robin Yount of the Brewers? Somebody that might drive a little bit sales. You have a Hall of Famer, one of the better players of the late 70s, first part of the 80s. I had mentioned on Twitter today that, I went outside my comfort zone in my PC with this particular product because there's a lot of great Hall of Famers. The artwork is phenomenal. I had been trending at around 33% of this set for the better part of the last 2 years. But over the last couple of months, that percentage has dropped closer to 25% just because of guys like this. And that's no offense to this particular player. And there are probably a few that I could have bought that I didn't. But it just seems like, they're just not putting forth their best effort. And I think this set took a backseat to Project 2020.
Sure.
And it's just, as long as they're getting 1,500 cards, 1,800 cards sold per card,
they're still going to do it.
We're going to be dead and gone, and this set's still going to be around if Topps still exists.
Yeah. Nice.
I will add,
Exciting.
as I said, he was having a decent year. 4-0, 177 ERA, 8 starts, 2 close games finished as were. Not horrible stats.
No.
83 strikeout, 22 walks.
Yeah, the stat numbers are all weird this year just because 60 games. I mean, we're getting third of the season, so yeah. Is what it is. Congratulations to your 2 teams for both making the playoffs.
Indeed.
I mean, you guys will be out in the first round or whatever. But hey,
it won't be a 1 game and out for us. So we're kind of trending up. So if it's like a 2 game and out, that's an improvement.
We currently have the division lead by half a game. So
this week also 1920 Panini Contenders Optic basketball drop today. That's a mouthful. It's only $750 a box, 1 pack per box, 6 cards per pack, 1 auto, 4 inserts, indoor base cards, and 4 inserts or parallels in 1 base card. It's a 100 card base set with also 40 rookie ticket autographs added onto that. This is basically the regular Contenders base dipped in the Chrome technology. They had some cool 1983 tribute autographs. This focus on vets and retired stars. There's a couple cool insert sets this year. There's Uniformity, and it uses a player's jersey as a background. Historic Picks, it pairs 2 players together that were taking the same spot in the draft, but in different years. So like LeBron and Zion. The other cool one was Giannis and Kawhi. That was a pretty cool card. Historic Dunks, show off slam dunk competitions, and then All-Star Aspirations is new this year. I saw one with Magic Johnson who won the MVP in 91, 92. So,
my only complaints with Contenders as a product, at least on the variations in the past, they've done a horrible job denoting what's a variation and what's not.
Yeah.
It'll just, so for example, on this, it'll be, well, this is a slightly different color than his jersey, so it's a variation. Just put variation on the back.
Yeah.
Put a V with a circle around it.
You do it with football.
Well, they used to not do it with football until recently, so yeah.
Come on, guys.
Not that hard. It is what it is. I mean, it's crazy. I watched some of this open today. I was watching Dan and Doug, and it's pretty product, but some of the stuff was brutal. I mean, they got some of the same guys in back-to-back boxes on autographs in their second-round rookie picks, and so it's like, $750 for that. $750 for a Cody Martin autograph.
Let me ask you this though, Tim. Was the product designed to on average net you close to $750?
No, it was designed to probably, this box probably would have, and in normal sane times, this box probably would have maxed out in the $200 to $250 range, and bottom out at about $100. And at $100, not too bad. But my thing is if you're gonna spend $750 on this box, I bet you could go get that Zion or Jaw that you wanted for about that same price,
and guarantee it, lock it in, even if you go a little above it, right? And that makes the point that the net return value on so much of this stuff we've seen for the last calendar year is 2x, 3x, 4x above what it should be. If you go out today, any one of us would go out, let's say all four of us go out with a $200 bill and buy this, odds are at least one of us will get our money back. One of us will probably get close to breaking even, and the two of us will probably be on the other side of the return, but we'll still have a good fun rip, right?
Yeah.
But at $750, if we all go out right now and spend $750, as you illustrated with what Mojo did, odds of just one of us coming close to $750 is highly improbable.
No, yeah, it's crazy, and I'm going to talk about this later in the show about some of the, we've talked about the prices and stuff recently and where they are. It's just not sustainable at this and what this is coming for. I mean, I want to talk about Prism football later when we get down into the infield chatter. But also this week, 2020 Panini Chronicles baseball drops Friday. We always love Chronicles here on the show. It's $250 a box, 6 packs per box, 8 cards per pack, 3 autos, a mem card, and 2 Spectra cards. By the way, I always give this product trash. The Spectra cards are really nice, but they're like 7,000 point. So, they're the size of a booklet, but they do look pretty sharp. There are 24 brands in total in here. Are you guys ready for the list? Let's do this. America's Pastime, Ascension, Certified, Chronicles, Classic, Contenders, Optic, Crusade, Donruss, Legacy, Limited, Luminance, Magnitude, Mosaic, Obsidian, Origins, Phoenix, Playbook, Rookies and Stars, Score, Spectra, Timeless Treasures, Titan, Titanium, Unparalleled are all in there. And Unparalleled is basically just a bunch of parallels. And Rookies and Prospects make up... what's up?
You skipped over Status.
Oh, I skipped Status. I apologize.
How dare you?
That's one of the 1,000 brands they have there. And Rookies and Prospects make up a large part of the autograph content in here. Now, Steph, there's a checklist available now. There was not earlier, or actually yesterday. So I don't know, it was up yesterday. It just didn't have the number of base cards. It's like 6 billion. I don't remember. I didn't want to count them all because it's way too many sets. It's like 45 and then 55. Well, I'm talking about all the base cards that are in there because those are all numbered to, it's Chronicles. It's a big box of hot mix garbage. So,
well, I know that we make this joke, or at least I do make this joke every year. It seems like they're just tossing out designs or product names and saying, okay, let's see what sticks. But you would think after the second or third year now, they would know which products people want, whether it be Score or Legacy or Status or
Crusade.
And I know at least
answered set.
And I know that at least in baseball, it's a lot of where they don't have as many licenses per product that they can make a year, so they kind of toss this in together. And I mean, I love the look of this, but yeah, nobody likes this stuff.
No, it's man. I looked at the A's checklist. They have cards in 28 separate categories, including autographs. 28. That's ridiculous. Now, like Steph said, you would think after a year or two, Panini Select got its own product. I believe it was part of Chronicles last year or the year before. Obsidian is ridiculous. I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm excited. There's a one solo Phoenix card of the A's. I'm excited for that. Phoenix was really solid last year. But somebody asked on Twitter today, somebody that I don't follow asked a question to somebody I do. That's how I saw it. And is Chronicles worth buying? And it's like, man, that is such a complicated question, because if you're a flipper, absolutely not. If you're looking to try to do anything with this product outside of collect it, Chronicles is just a nasty, nasty, ugly product. Player collector, it's great. A team collector, it's so hit or miss, because if you're going to try to collect all the base cards like I'm going to attempt to do, and I will eventually do, what do you do with them? Because you have an Obsidian and a Phoenix and a Titanium and a scorecard all on the same page. When there's one here and two there. I mean, it's just it needs to go away. Literally, it's like going to the buffet, and instead of getting 3 things on your plate, and you guys get 3 things on your plate, and it doesn't matter what one's getting a salad, one's getting spaghetti, one's getting some meatloaf. It's literally going down there and saying, I'm going to put everything on the smorgasbord, including some of that chocolate dessert and stuff like that on a plate at one time.
Some of the green and some of the yellow.
Yeah, sit down and I'm going to eat it all at the same time in one big-ass bite.
You know what would be nice, like on this stuff is, okay, like, hey, maybe release Score as a retail-only product, right? Mm-hmm. Take Obsidian and Crusade and some of these other ones, drop them in other products as case hits or
inserts.
Yeah, inserts, like case hit short print insert sets, right? They'd make a killing. The cards would become super valuable, super collectible. People always would be after them. It's like they can't get out of their own way on some of this stuff, because some of this stuff is really nice. Why is Donruss in here? Donruss already came out. It's probably a Donruss update, but it's like, okay.
I do like, as I mentioned in chat there, with Score in particular, in that was once Donruss's main brand outside of Donruss. I do like, for myself, that at least we have a Twins scorecard, because the last 2 times they run out the set, we didn't get one. And it's the first time since 2013 that I have a scorecard, and really even then, since 1998. So I like that they're at least mixing up names and brands, but this isn't the way to do it, I don't think.
Oh, well, check out Ryan Cracknell's articles on all these releases on Beckett.com/news for more detail. He goes into He has some great pictures and stuff if you want to get some real detailed looks at it. What's brewing next week's release is kind of a light week, 2020 Panini Origins football, or as we know it, Topps. My brain stopped working.
Series?
No, I don't remember now. Anyway.
And now you just gave Topps a new idea. It's going to be Topps Brain Stops Working, online only in April, released to Montgomery Club members only. You get a half of a box. It's going to be shipped to you 8 weeks later.
Empty.
And then
Empty.
And then Ben Baller's going to chrome it out in September.
Yeah. And we also have 2020 Topps baseball complete set. Normally comes out right after the All-Star break, but got pushed back. You should see that out in your hobby stores and retail next week.
So I'm kind of curious if they actually do the All-Star set this year.
Well, how could they?
They couldn't. There's no
All-Star.
All-Star
Game on it. Look, I'm not one to give them ideas, because they've already started the press up. But
yeah. Infield Chatter, our Hobby Talk section, part of the show. Our very own Stephen Loeffler was interviewed with our buddy, the Mike Summer of WaxPackHero, on his podcast, and it should drop this Friday. Yes, Topps Inception. There we go. Thank you, bud. Topps Inception.
From the chat.
but so you finished the triad of being on the pod because Ben's been on.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on, and I still hold the record for most downloads.
Of course.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right.
For now.
Coming at me? Or is it going to be like the Colts Vikings this last weekend? I forgot we should have made a bet. I just didn't want to take your money. By the way, Kirk Cousins is awful.
Garbage.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He was awful before they signed him.
Don't they sign him to like a new 7-year extension every offseason?
Yes.
No,
He must have
no.
pictures of Ziggy Wolf just doing something nasty, being on that boat. on the
Minnesota
lake.
is where quarterbacks go to die. It's just a thing they do. If
You should
there's a
bring back Sean
quarterback that needs
Salisbury.
to die,
Moon?
sign them.
Wait. That kid, Christian Ponder, is going to be good someday.
His wife.
It's just, it's amazing that it's just like Kirk Cousins is going to get like $500 in guaranteed money from the Vikings for like a 43% winning percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the defensive players they lost to keep him. Yeah. So you and the Lions going for Trevor Lawrence, buddy. I like it. Sports Card Expo tweeted out this week. They're announcing the next Sports Card Expo Virtual Edition 2.0 November 21st through the 22nd. Some 4,400 people attended the first virtual expo this past June and spent a total of greater than 500,000 minutes exploring all the halls, exploring the expo had to offer. Stay tuned for more details. So this is normally takes place up in Canada, and they have a spring and fall. And so since they can't do it, they're going to have one virtually again. And I did check it out last time. It was pretty cool. There's a lot of good things you could see, like presentations. There's stuff you could buy, and you could meet other collectors, and you could sign up, and you get your pass and your ticket. So definitely, something cool to check out. So we'll keep more as more info comes out. We'll update you, but that will be exciting to see and to explore. A lot of hockey stuff, but again, mixed bag of other stuff. But really, if you like hockey, that's the place to be. The only thing is they don't have the meat guy, because I've heard that if you go to the expo, you have to meet the meat guy.
The meat guy.
And eat and he's all these meats. So I don't know if anybody's been to the expo and wants to kind of explain what's going on there. I know he's got a lot of smoked and jerked meats. I don't know.
So 2 things. One, I'm glad to see new hockey products. I broke a tin of last year's Series 2. Got a good couple players, nothing super special or anything. And then I broke a few wax packs of 2021 20-21 MVP, which was a fun rip. And then second, most of all, I don't know if you guys saw this, but our buddy Ivan at Watch the Breaks wrote out, "What do you all think about a thing?"
Invest in Steph.
And I don't know which one of you 2 chuckleheads created this in Photoshop.
Was not me. I didn't see that till a couple hours ago.
It wasn't me because remember I can barely get on to StreamYard, so I don't have that kind of knowledge base.
But I love you for it.
So who did it? Because it came from our handle.
That it did.
I don't know. It was definitely
no one's owning up to it.
I'll just let the time zone speak for itself.
no. Steph did
I
it
don't know
himself.
what CST stands for.
Yeah, Steph did it himself, and he's going to try to play sly. Like
His Uncle Rich.
how many responses did it get? I mean, like is this like a epidemic, and everybody's jumping in?
There were a good couple snarky replies.
Well, the fact that we own, the 3 of us on the show, not including Steph, we each own 1/3 of Steph. So I'm selling my shares for $50 a piece.
You can have mine for free. I own the beard, though.
I don't know. His beard's getting better.
I won't tell you what beard I own.
Hey, this whole show in the first 30 minutes has been very
dark,
very
dark.
Cinemax late at night.
Yeah. Mr. Chow, you know who Mr. Chow is, or Ben Chang? You heard of him?
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Yeah, Ben Chang from Community, Mr. Chow from Hangover legend, Ken Jeong, He had a Topps.
Also, a legit doctor.
Yeah, was a legit doctor before he became an actor. He had an autograph and an Allen and Ginter. Our buddy Brent and Becca picked it, pulled one, and said, "Look who I just showed my box of Topps baseball cards," and tweeted out the picture of the autograph. And he replied, "I signed." He did a retweet quote. "I signed with the Dodgers, I think, at Topps." So, so very awesome.
Well, and so if he wants to tease that, I'd love to see him pull the spring training stunt, where he plays for all 10, 15 teams in one day or whatever it was.
Yeah, he's funny as hell.
He is too.
And he had that one show his own show didn't last too long. It was just not his. He needs to be in movies. Like,
he was in one episode of The Office. That's where he plays such a great role in these little 2-minute spots where his talent is just brilliant. But he's a doctor, then he becomes a comedian and an actor. I mean, what a extremely talented and brilliant human being.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Now, this came across. What if at Tech Stevo tweeted out, found all of the sold out PlayStation 5s, over 5,000 listed on eBay. We need a petition to stop eBay from being able to sell pre-orders. Sony, this is unacceptable and unfair to normal buyers that actually support your products, not scalpers. Now, Ben posed a really great question. If eBay ever stopped pre-orders, how would that affect the hobby at large? So
I think we'd all be better off for it.
Right?
Well, I don't know, because when we look at online exclusives, right? You take your Topps Nows and your Topps Livings and Project 2020s. Yeah, I think we could all do away with those. You can buy them when they're live, but they are print run based, right? So you're going to have sellers that are going to have to go out on a limb, like, how many of these do I buy, thinking that I can sell? But on the other side of things, you have things like our good friend Brent Williams, who, the more pre-orders he can sell, whether they're on eBay or private, the more he can forecast how many cases to buy of a given product. So it's almost like a double-edged sword, but I think you would start, you want to talk about a bubble bursting, and it's going to happen eventually. We just don't know exactly when. If eBay ever outlawed pre-sales, the product has to be in your hand, in your home right now. If you're going to list it, you're going to have a lot of guys go the route of another big pre-seller that we know of that went belly up recently. I don't want to say it's going to be the collapse of portions of the hobby, but I definitely think you'll see a significant drop and decline in sales and liquidation.
My thing with the PlayStation 5, yeah, it's badass to have it day one. I can tell you, I had a PlayStation 2 the day it launched, and a PlayStation 3 the day it launched. I had a 360 and Xbox One all the day they launched, right? I slept outside for the 360, slept outside for the PlayStation 2. But the thing is, more of this product is going to be made and coming out later, where they've had the bugs and everything have been updated on it, so you're not experiencing that day one. And all the other stuff, like the controllers and the games, all those things are going to be available. Mm-hmm. Just take some time. Wait a couple months, because right off the bat, hardly anything's completely available. And it's not, you're going to be probably able to get a bundle package to get other stuff. So I don't know. I just think it's people that can't handle it, that have to have it. And it with gaming, it's that way. I think with cards, it's that way. But with cards, once the box is opened, it's not like it can be put back together. With a PlayStation, it's the same. There's no special, unless it's a special release of a Call of Duty one or whatever, which are all gimmicks, because those are the ones that always break.
So it's a different industry and a different manufacturer, but for a while, these were impossible to find retail.
Yeah.
Just like current blasters are. I waited long enough, and I found one for manufacturer suggested retail price.
Yep. I have one right over there. I saw it one day, and I was like, oh, dude, there it is.
For $200-300 and had it earlier, and I did for the Super Nintendo. Only spending $20 extra. But, no, I mean, that's a choice you can make. You can go on eBay right now and get the Ben Baller Film Edition if you want. Or you can pick up singles, or you could have got in through the raffle, or You can choose to buy Ginter now, off the shelf for $20, if you can find it. Or you can go on eBay and spend $80, $60, $100, whatever the cost they're going for. Be smart.
Well, and we all saw what happened with people hiding profit in shipping fees a long time ago, right? And it ended up, eBay had to pivot, and now you have final value fees. Mm-hmm. Right? With the enormity of chargebacks, PayPal now holds a percentage of our, all of the fees, when a return happens, which is bullshit because a transaction never transpired. Just real quick, my last thought on the subject is you see how the whole thing on eBay shifted regardless of industry. Final value fees are now a thing. You're going to see something like this collapse the whole pre-order, and it's going to affect all other industries, where pre-orders are a thing. Trading cards obviously are going to affect ours.
The best thing that I think eBay's done recently, and I was not a fan of it at first, but now they have managed payments. And so now you can have either daily, weekly, or monthly, all of your eBay dollars that you've made will go into your account, and they'll subtract, and it's a flat rate on all of your sales. And it takes away the PayPal fee. You're just paying the one eBay fee, which I think is like 2.5% or 3% of the sale goes to eBay, and then they send you the rest of the money. So I signed up with managed payments, and they gave me like a $75 credit to any fees that I had for the previous month, which covered quite a bit of stuff. And so I have a second checking account that I've had for my my baseball card sales and stuff. So I just put that on there, and it goes right in there every day. I get a little notice, hey, you deposited XYZ in your account, and there it is. And it's been great. And then, so, I think that helps. But yeah, you're right. People get too impatient, and they lose the focus of what they're trying to do or trying to accomplish or trying to enjoy. And then you don't enjoy it because you blew the wad. You went too quick. You spent too much money when you didn't have to. If you just waited a little bit. I remember when Wii's were going for like $400 or $500 just because everybody wanted one. It was like, they're fun, but they're not all that fun.
Nintendo Switches are currently inflated.
Yeah.
No one could get one during quarantine.
It's like used cars. Like if you've heard about the used car market right now, it's ridiculously inflated because people buying used cars versus new cars, and it's all kinds of craziness. And so, very interesting. I want to talk more about the bin baller stuff. So, I didn't have this in the show notes, but I was watching some people open it, and then I saw Phil's polls from Phil Hughes. He's opened 9 boxes, and then he does a video. He's opened his 10th box to kind of go, hey, this is what it looks like. In 10 boxes, he opened 0 autographs and 0 colored parallels in 10 boxes. Now, the greens are 1 in every 11 packs. There's 24 packs in a box. So you should get 2 per box. He got 0. But other people are opening it, and their box looks like a rainbow. It looks like Skittles when they're opening it. And there's some people are getting 2 autographs. And I called on Tuesday because my box has yet to ship. And so I called them, and I was on hold. Now, I called here like at 9 o'clock California time, so it's noon there. 2 hours and 34 minutes on hold. I think that's what the time was, to talk to somebody. There were 20 people ahead of me when I called. And I was just doing my work and had my phone on. Finally talked to somebody. We talked for 3 minutes. And they said they were having shipping issues with this product. And there's only about a quarter or so of the product is actually shipped and all this stuff. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. I will keep that out. And I see Kevin here says 0 sympathies for Phil's pulls. No, the reason I bring that up is that I just wanted to point out that this stuff's going for $600 to $700 a box. 77 Cloth said 14 colors, 1 auto, 6 1985s. Yeah. So that's the opposite end. So these boxes are either on fire or they're hot garbage. If you want inserts or the parallels. So how do you mess this up? How are these pack-ups so bad? I understand quarantine and trying to get this product out, but how are they this messed up?
Well, especially when you couple it with all of the collation issues we've seen across all of the other products. you would think such a, because he's a Project 2020 artist, that this all eyes are going to be on this product, probably more so than Finest Flashbacks, for instance. And this is going to be a huge deal. And like Kevin said, I don't think any of us have any sympathy for Phil's pulls as far as, his internal rate of return against this product. But the idea being, if he opened up 10 boxes, that's a large enough sample size for a product like this, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not for flagship, but for Ben Baller Chrome, it absolutely is. And it's just indicative of what the product's going to be. I mean, you're going to have a lot of pissed off people. You're probably going to have a lot of chargebacks. It's that next step of what it's ultimately going to be. If people are opening this stuff up that they bought off the secondary market through eBay and they didn't get their $600 worth, eBay sellers are going to end up getting screwed on the back end of this crap.
That being said, I will have a box for sale, so if you want one, reach out and let me know.
No, I haven't gotten
whenever
my
I do
notes
these
either.
Yeah, whenever I sell boxes, I mostly try to do it through Twitter because I want to take. Like I sold Bowman Chrome this week, and I sold below what Blowout had it out at. Not I didn't like slash it down to nothing, but I gave a better price than that because I wanted to kind of give back to other people in the hobby that might want to open this, and give them a better deal. And so that's why I always kind of go through Twitter and I sell to people I know and send them the boxes that way. And it's been so, like I've talked about the box price, everything's been so crazy this year. It makes it hard for anybody to actually get a box that really wants to just open a box to experience the hobby this year. And it's disappointing to me, but we'll get into that a little bit. There's been more Allen and Ginter mistakes. So at NR Hines said, "Oops, hopefully Topps makes this right. Seems likely they cut the wrong auto out of the picture." Brent and Becca, check it out. Also, too, there was a tweet from a guy Steph and I met. This is the Mr. Rogers autograph, by the way. I apologize. They cut out the Mr. Rogers part of it, not his actual autograph.
So, there's a message that goes with it. But essentially, guy's a huge collector, and he knows of this press photo that they have pre-printed. But what Mr. Rogers would actually do was, when he sent a letter, he would also write you a hand message and then sign it. And they cut out the pre-printed signature instead of the actual signature.
Yeah, and our buddy Chris Reiners, who Steph and I actually met at the National, tweeted this out from Facebook and all the pictures and stuff. And Todd reached out, said, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. The wrong signature was included in the card due to production error. As noted below, we should be the signature on the left. We reached out to the owner of the card via eBay, and we're going to produce a new card with the correct autograph." Again, though, how many production errors in this product already? It's frustrating.
And that's the thing. If this gets skipped and nobody notices, or this super collector fan of the show doesn't bring this up, now it's with top stamp of appeal that this is an authentic cut signature.
Yeah, it's funny because Topps had tweeted out, hey, you want to win a free box of Ginter, retweet this, reply with your favorite auto. So of course I was like, well, my favorite auto on the product is going to be that 101 Mr. Rogers card that you guys screwed up on.
One of two.
It's just amazing the issues time and time again. But again, when you're one manufacturer with an exclusive license in an industry that's an oligopoly, you don't like it, take your money elsewhere. Well, you can't really do that outside of just quitting the hobby, assuming you're a baseball card collector, right? It's like, you could go to Panini and another sport. I know our buddy Val at NASCAR Radio has been all over Twitter lately, trolling me with, come to me, come to the dark side, come collect NASCAR. We don't have problems with boxes being expensive because nobody wants our stuff. But unless you want to trade sports,
like if you want Ginter, the closest you're gonna come is you're gonna go to Goodwin with Upper Deck, which it's not the same product, even close, but it's at least the same style of checklist.
Yeah. No, and then on top of this, so we all know, we talked about this last week, Allen and Ginter's a little mixed bag of stuff, right? Now, it's not like Goodwin Champions where it's like half and half. It's like some sports and then a bunch of entertainment and other things. You know, there are a handful of actors. There's a handful of musicians and, you know, TV personalities or, you know, whatever, random folks. I think Chip Gaines was in there. I mean, there's just a bunch of different folks in there. People on Twitter, and especially it's been Facebook, of course, dummies buying Allen and Ginter and then complaining about cards in the box. I got me a farm card. I bought me baseball cards, and why is there a pig in my box? Why did I get me a tractor? Hey, dumb. It's Allen and Ginter.
I warn people every year. I'm like, this is not Bowman. This is not base tops. This is not even any Panini product that tries to do baseball. This is its own thing. You're not going to get an autograph in every box. Expect something strange. It might be a rock that's a card. It might be a fossil. There were campaign buttons this year.
Which are sick.
Oh, so cool. But that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You're not looking for baseball cards. They're just extra.
In more likelihood, this is probably what you're going to get in a good box, a rip card, and 2 relics.
That's a great box.
In this case, 3 relics with 1 rando, non-baseball, but you know what I mean.
That's an extremely standard box.
Yeah, if you're getting a rip card, dude, you got an awesome box.
Yeah.
So I opened 2 boxes. In one box, I had 2 rip cards, I had two relic cards. And one was Bucky Lasek, the skater. The other was Andrew Benintendi. And then I had an framed autograph of Seth Brown, which probably is going to have a new home. To Brian Weiss. And then I had a second box, and it had 3 relics in it. And I don't remember quite off the top of my head who were in there. But then also a 5th card, and it was one of the silk cards numbered out of 10 of Andrew Benintendi.
The cloth ones, you mean? Or
yeah, the little framed cloth silk looking cards.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I mean, it was great. 3B collection. Hey, he's working on the farm set. Check your box. I send you all of my farm inserts. There's a pig and a tractor coming your way. But no, it's like that's what's fun about it. And I like seeing the different personalities they add into the box. And you know, like Paul Rudd was in this year, like that. He's a huge sports fan and a funny actor. He's hilarious, and I love. You know, I was like, that's great. I mean, Ginter is just interesting to open, and it's fun and it's quirky.
You know, I made a comment
autographs with a real manufacturer.
I had made a comment on Twitter right after it released, how many people on Facebook pop up out of the woodworks bitching about this product and not knowing what it is. And you know, some of that is also going to play into the fact that right now it seems like it's the only thing available at retail that isn't causing people to clear the shelves. But
unless
then
you're Angel and Steph.
I did.
Then you have our buddy Ivan at Watch the Breaks who made a comment saying it's amazing to him how many experienced collectors every year bitch about this. In other words, people that should theoretically know better that don't. And that's just really interesting that, you know, Ginter came out in what, 07 for the first time, Steph?
06.
Okay, so you've got, you know, a decade and a half of this stuff now. You would think that if you've been around the hobby 2+ years, you've got to know what this program is. That it's, you know, it's baseball dominant, but it's got a lot of non-sports stuff in it. You have to know that by now.
Here's a silk framed or whatever cloth card.
Nice.
The other one was a Biggio framed red relic, Josh Hader, and then the baseball Brits.
Nice.
So,
T-shirt.
And the Bucky Lasek, I think, is some denim. And then Benintendi, and then the Seth Brown auto. By the way, these framed autos are glossy on the cover. They are super duper nice. So if you have a team or a player that you collect and they have an autograph, this is a great autograph to pick up. So the card just is really nice put together card. And I've been collecting Ginter, I think, opening boxes since 13. Because in 13, my LCS had, they were blowing boxes out for like $50.
Yep.
So I bought like,
price to buy Ginter.
I bought 4 of them. I pulled a Tommy Lee redemption, which I redeemed, and he never signed. And they ended up sending me, like, actually, they sent me 2 autographs. They sent me a Joe Panic and an Alberto Mondesi.
Hey, that's nice for you, though.
Yeah, so I was happy. But, you know, it was like one of those things like, but it's always been fun to open. I know these guys go crazy for it. Look, yeah.
I'm not a fan at all of the full-size relics in Allen and Ginter. I think that the mini relics are awesome. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a fan of Ginter at all, but I think the mini relics and the mini autos are fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think they should have stuck with those. I don't think you need full-size relics in Ginter because I think that this is such a specialty product. It has a very niche, just a unique aspect of these mini relics and mini autos. You know, you bastardize the product by giving you a full-size relic. You can get that in 37 other products. You don't need it in Ginter.
I actually do not mind if they did not do it this way this year, but the full-size relics I would love to see as being retail exclusives.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, if you're gonna do them, it's just, to me, I've got 2 of the 3As that they've made in hand, and they're nice relics. They're not bad. You know, that one there on screen, if you're watching, you know, it's a good looking card. They're really well done. It's just not necessary. Not in this product. Any more than you could say we need Chrome Ginter and Chrome Stadium Club and Chrome this, that, and the other thing. It's not necessary is all.
Ginter X, by the way, is the sexiest product that's released. Not gonna lie. I love Black Ginter. But the other thing, the rip cards are cool because you never know really what's inside of them. It's fun. I pulled a Trout last year from a box I bought at the National, and I sold it for like $150.
There is an episode, if you will, of us opening or reviewing anyway our break of 2020 Ginter. Now, I didn't quite catch the intro on time, so there's a slight bit that was chopped off. However, towards the end of it, before we accidentally dropped out of the hangout, you can see us open a rip card.
Nice.
It was like Topps with their problems with this year's product. We had problems reviewing it.
Yeah. Ben sent this our way, and I just said Facebook dummies. He said this can't be real. Lord help us if it is. This is from Lowell Ahee II on Facebook. I sold a Jimmy Butler PSA 10 Prism rookie for $125 on eBay a while ago. I was wondering, how do I get it back from the buyer? It is significantly increased in value, and I no longer want to sell it. I understand I have at least 90 days to cancel this transaction per COVID policy. I have had plenty of buyers return cards in worse condition or swap within this period, but I can't find where to cancel a sale. Can anyone help with this?
I hope that was trolling.
He wasn't, because I read through some of the comments and everybody's like, dude, this is a great troll post. And he's like, no, seriously. Like, is there a way that I can ignite? He goes, like, if you go to your eBay page and you can go, return this item. He goes, can I get it back from the? It's like, oh dear. Okay, stop it, sweetheart. You listen, Cupcake. You're burying yourself. I mean, I've read this 50 times and it still makes me laugh out loud. For reals.
As it should. I mean, we kind of encounter this at work occasionally where someone just has a case of seller's remorse. And thankfully, we're making amends to our return policy to not allow similar instances like this, wherein, it has to be clear that you tried to type in $250 and you priced it for $2.50 and it sold instantly. Instances like this, though, I mean, how do you even have the gall to do that, first of all? Second, you know damn well that nobody's going to tell you how to do it, even if there were some backdoor way of doing it.
Yeah.
Publicly, anyway. And, he deserves to get mocked. I'm sorry.
And so here on top of it, here's a eBay buyer that's a jackass. So Wax Static 13, another eBay user to block. Rube Hairs to 7 HE offers me on this card. Ruby Hairs to 7. He offers me on this card, and I accept. And is now sad he can't flip it. How is that my fault? It was a refractor rookie of Saquon Barkley. It's a 2018 Prism Orange die cut refractor of Barkley, numbered at 249. He bought it and says Saquon got hurt. Card has no resale value. He doesn't want to buy it. Yeah.
I mean, you notice here, Ben, how many reviews does he have?
Pardon me?
How many reviews does this intelligent, worthwhile scamster have?
Yeah, you're seeing more and more of that from people that have low feedback too. So it's not just this got to be the sneakerhead. This has got to be thanks Gary V, right?
He has 13.
Yeah.
That's the chance you take by an NFL guy. So they're getting crushed. And we all knew, if you were smart, you actually knew the sport of football, you knew this was going to happen without any preseason games, the extra training and stuff that they go through. The thing is in football, if you're not going 1,000% at all points in time in the game, you will get hurt. If you're afraid of getting hurt, you're going to get hurt because you're worried and you're not going to go full speed, and that's when things happen. I loved hitting those guys because it was so much fun to see them fall down.
I thought you were a kicker.
No, I kicked your butt, but that's about,
No, I thought you were like the cheerleader or something.
I did wear a skirt every once in a while. Yeah.
All right. I'm not judging. I was just,
but no, it's just, it's one of those things like we knew this was going to happen and guys get hurt every year. And we saw just a ton of torn ACLs, which sucks. A couple on the same field too, by the way, in New York. Blundering at NYC Tapper, nothing worse in the hobby than some guy reading out cards in a set break and mutilating the names of players we all know. Guy tonight pronounced Orlando Cepeda wrong, among several others. Yeah, especially if you're doing like vintage stuff and it's like you're like, oh, we have Mikey Mantle and Robert Maris.
The box break with was it Tris Speaker? Who was the guy that was out of the Luminaries or whatever?
No, it was Nap Lashaway.
Nap Lashaway, yeah.
Okay, now I can see maybe Lashaway, because French name might have some trouble with it, but like how do you get Orlando Cepeda wrong?
Oh, there was a guy that I forget which guy it was. It might have been like 702 Breakers or something like that. Pulled a Taylor Trammell card. And I'm like,
Alan.
a Taylor who card? I'm pretty sure that's wrong. And it's like every other last name. He was like, I had one years ago, Agatha's Breaks or something like that. He pulled a Jackie Robinson and he goes, who's this? And I'm like, oh my God, sweetheart. It's like, you don't have to know, Adley Rushman. Cool, I get that. But Jackie Robinson is an icon that transcends sports.
The world. Yeah.
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 But he said it right. He said it right. So I guess we'll give credit there.
And that's it. I get, Jackie Robinson's an easy name to pronounce. It's not exactly Shigetoshi Hasegawa.
Hey-o.
3 times fast. Nice deep cut. But at the same time, if you're breaking a product, you should at least know the sport.
Yeah.
That adds too much.
At least big names. I mean, 77 Cloth in the YouTube says, try breaking soccer.
Nope.
There's a reason Ben would never, ever break hockey, period.
Toes.
Yeah, But you have all these new breakers popping up. Somebody the other day in a Facebook group said, hey, drop your breaker, links here. I want to get into a break tonight. And oh my goodness, it was just like, it was, and there was all, and I read through them just to see how many I recognized. And so I had my hand ready to go, right? 1, 2. And I got like 75 comments deep, and my hand was still a fist. And I would like to think
the good ones, they don't have to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, and these were all probably Facebook breakers that are, fly by night. And
Instagram guys.
Yeah. It's just,
I'm breaking on TikTok.
You should.
1 minute breaks on TikTok.
Nice.
You should, in fact, break something, expansive like Ginter on TikTok, right? Not like one of these national treasures that have 5 cards in a pack. You should do like a whole case of Ginter in a minute.
Yeah. Goodwill Find. So this was a Sports Collectors Daily this week. There was not a huge find, but a very interesting find. Justin Patton's latest find was not actually discovered inside the Goodwill outlet, a recycling center in Kansas City, but Missouri resident made a deal for the ages. And it had to do with Pat Mahomes. He stumbled on some unsigned Mahomes cards that were created in 2017 for rookies to sign during the NFLPA's rookie premiere in Los Angeles. The person who owned the card, Trevor Hayes, had 100 of the Mahomes cards in a box. He was selling them on Facebook Marketplace for $200 a piece, and at 35 left, Patton said 50 of them had already been sold to a dealer in Kansas City who bought them all, bought 50 of them for $4,000. Patton met Trevor at a Goodwill and said he wanted $200 for one card. Went back, he said, I offered $2,000 for 20 of them. He turned them down. He said, well, okay, I'll give you $2,500 for 20 of them. Tomorrow the offer will be less. They made the deal. He got the cards. So it's, I was reading through, there's a lot more to the article. I just kind of pulled out some highlights on this, and it looks like these cards were supposed to have been destroyed. But the fact that they were found in Kansas City, boxed up, obviously looking like they came from Panini, that maybe they did belong to Mahomes at some point, or someone close to him, and they got dumped off or traded in.
Maybe.
What's up?
Maybe misdelivered, and he had to request a second batch.
Yeah, because there are some signed ones on there. There was somebody was selling unsigned one for like $1,200 and on eBay, or $2,000 on eBay, which is a joke. I mean, that kind of have, if you can't afford an autographed one, maybe one for $100, kind of as a novelty thing. But hey, if you found a box like that, that'd be pretty awesome, right?
Sure.
Especially the way he's going. I just thought that was interesting. Here we go. Hack and Schill, baby. Darren Ravel. His name should be just Hack and Schill. He tweeted out another fractional ownership businesses hit ad collectible app will focus on sports cards and memorabilia. The first time available is a 1953 Topps Gem Mint 10 Mickey Mantle. The company will sell 4,000 shares at $25 a share, meaning you get to own 1/4,000th of this card for $25. Enjoy it. There's another company that was doing this, but our buddy Ryan from Sports Card News tweets out, this card is and was owned by Tremor Evan Mathis. Scammers finding a way to unload inventory in broad daylight. The Collect app tweeted back, hi at Sports Card News. We encourage you to check out the backstory of the card here, and there's a link. This particular card has never been called into question. In addition, we did extra due diligence, including resubmitting to PSA before putting it on our platform. Then he responded back, the first card PSA ever graded was trimmed. And, you kind of go through, and there's some other people that are mentioned in the article that have been tied with trimming of cards in PSA. Not saying that this one truly is, but it's a 1953 Mickey Mantle 10. I just think that, look, it's sold out. Good Lord.
This whole thing has scam written all over it. And I know a few of our hobby friends and people that we would consider hobby brothers have fell for this crap. I mean, I've got some McFarlane sitting over my shoulder. If you guys want to send me money, you guys could have part ownership in these. You'll never get it in person. You'll never get to touch it. If I ever sell it, you can get a return against your money. We'll call it a dividend. This whole crap.
But my question is, what's so cool about owning a 1/140,000th of a baseball card you're never going to get to touch or see?
At that point, why not just download a JPEG of it?
I don't. And what happens? Does the company then decide to sell it so you can get your money back? Or are you able to sell your share when it gets valued? And who revalues the card?
Yeah.
If you want to sell your share,
that's theoretically how it's going to happen.
Theoretically.
Yeah, you buy in at it at, say, like a $5,000 valuation if they ever sell it for $7,000. But that's the thing is, the amount of money you're putting into it, right? Versus what you potentially could get back. It's just, you would be better off taking that money and investing it in the actual stock market. You would be better off investing that money in
maybe in lotto tickets. Fuck.
Yeah, scratchers. I mean, a little 8-year-old across the street that sells me lemonade once in a while, I'd be better off giving him a 5 spot and saying, hey, man, if you ever sell this to the 9-year-old up the road, you know, you make a $6. Give me my $6. You know, I mean, dude, this is, and again, people that I respect in the hobby fell for this crap, and they're like, I own one blank. It's like, you own nothing. You gave.
By the way, if you guys want to own shares of About the Cards podcast, please reach out to @BigShep79 on Twitter.
So, to say that Ben's addicted to lottery tickets is barely scratching the surface.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Where is my drum set? Because drum roll, please. Oh my god!
So here is a collection agent's wet dream, right here. Telling you, @Coach Joe Hart tweets out, "Somebody take away my credit card." Now this is a video of a guy showing off a ton of retail and a lot of Illusions basketball, and the only illusion about Illusions basketball is that it will go up in value.
So this is only 14 seconds, so we're just going to share the whole thing here, just because we can, right?
Yeah.
Okay, from the beginning, play.
That's taking the card away.
That's incredible.
Stop it. Just sitting here. We're just waiting for the right time. Let's get it. Somebody's got to take it.
I bet he subscribes to Sports Card Investors Discord group. And that guy told him to buy all the illusions up, so he did.
Well, my favorite is Break the Hobby responds back, haha, Bree, someone knows what they're doing next time, so you don't make a mistake like this. Roger Sport 1 says, this year's product is so more produced than any other. Be careful. This is about to be the quick flip life, iron being hot. Trust me, in 10 years, we will all know what the card companies did to us, and it won't be good. 89 tops. 90 Donruss, those will do better. I agree. I think that you saw like, so it's a ton of blasters and stuff, and like, yeah, it sell the stuff now while it's hot. Don't wait on it because people are they're like,
they've moved on to the next product.
Yeah, and also too, Illusions has never been popular. The reason Mosaic took off is it was always a great insert. And then it got its own set, so people got excited about that. Plus, it's shiny. Prism has always been a constant. In the last 3 years, Prism's taken off, so the back sets have gone off as well.
How do you accumulate so much inventory?
So my question is this: what do we think? And I
he bought it off eBay. I didn't see that.
What do we think? What do we think he paid for all of this? I mean, is he in $5,000, $7,000?
Oh no, because dude, if he bought it off, if that's right, and he bought it off eBay, he paid at least 4x.
Okay,
so maybe $10,000.
So let's say he's in this $10,000. I mean, even if he's got excellent credit and he's got like an 8% APR, if he has to sit on this, if he's just making minimum payments against $10,000 at 8%, right? And then he sits on it for 6 months, and then he moves it. I mean, he's into it now for what, $11,000, $12,000? Plus, he's got to pay fees against it if he's moving it on eBay. So now you've got 9-10% fees against it. If he's using PayPal, he's got a percent there as well. Plus shipping, plus this, plus supplies, plus somebody needs to get that poor boy just a financial planning for dummies, just like a brochure.
But Ben, he has the money mindset and flipping down.
Oh, okay. Well, I see. You didn't tell me that.
Average is the enemy.
Oh, well, look! Hit the gym. Stay away from debt. Learn a few skills that can be leveraged. Leverage your social media. Don't give about opinions of others. That's fine. We're just gonna laugh at you because you didn't listen to number 2, dum dum.
Nope.
I love when I see this on Facebook, when I see this on Twitter when somebody contradicts themselves or really doesn't understand what they're saying. I love just dropping 2 words on them. Define irony. Yeah. It's like you've literally given yourself that advice and you didn't heed your own vice or headed your own vice or heeded your own vice.
My thing with this is if that's what you want to do, awesome, but it's not smart. And what's going to happen is you're going to get out of this flip game real quick because you're going to go broke real fast, or you're going to be in super duper debt and you're going to be in your eyeballs trying to catch up on payments and stuff because the stuff's not moving and it's not hot anymore. You're playing with fire. If you're putting money, you're speculating into something that you have no idea about.
Yeah.
And you're only doing it because others are doing it. Now you can say speculation, investing, flipping, whatever word you want to put into that sentence.
Call it a bagel. Yeah.
Yeah. You're taking money and you're putting it into something and you know nothing about that something. Good luck to you.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say
unless you have a smart friend, right, that's sitting there with you that says, "Hey, listen, I know you don't know shit about this, but I do. So let's do this as a partnership. I'm the brains and you're the money. I will go out and I'll go out and buy all the retail stuff or whatever you want. We'll do it that way and sell it, and then we'll split the money." Or you need to buy, or some smart friend says, "Hey, there's a stock that's out. It's at a low price. You need to go buy some shares if you can afford it because I know, and this person knows what they're talking about, right?" Mm-hmm. It's like asking a football coach, right, about how to run a grocery store. Okay, the football coach is a leader, and he could probably lead a grocery store, but he's not going to know the ins and outs of everything that makes that grocery store work or that business run.
Yeah, he's still got to understand margins and product placement and staffing and scheduling and understanding. Yeah, there's so many variables that somebody today, because I was getting into I got dragged into a ton of investment conversations the last few days, and somebody had said something about going to school and making sure you know what you're talking about. And I'm like, listen, dude, I am not a mechanic. And that's not my forte. Looking at an engine just confuses me because I've never taken the time to learn it, and I don't want to learn it. So I'll pay somebody when the time comes that has learned that, right? But with speculating, investing, gambling, day trading, whatever you want to call this thing, you still have to have some level of luck too. You just really do, right? Go back to 2011. None of us in 2011, if you say otherwise, I'm going to call you on your bullshit, knew that Mike Trout update cards were going to be the hot thing to hold for the next 5-10 years
later to find out that was a thing.
Yeah.
And I needed to pull them out of the closet.
Now Bryce Harper's a little different, right? Because he had a lot of hype surrounding him. So if you would have grabbed a lot of Bryce Harpers in 2011, 2012, 2013 and sat on him, granted he hasn't quite projected out to be the way he was supposed to, right? He hasn't really fulfilled the prophecy, but you kind of knew that Harper was that hot name. Yeah, for every Mike Trout, there's 1,001 Todd Van Poppels and Greg Jeffries.
Now, I will say, in 2011, I did think that his card did. I did think that his card looked kind of cool, but that was it.
Great looking card.
Hey, okay, cool. Hey, I keep getting that one guy. Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah, Steph proved the point last week where he brought up some historical numbers about card selling for under $1 and a bunch of times for like a while.
Yeah.
And we know stories of people selling it for $10. Now, I just saw this on Twitter come through. 2018 Panini Silver Prism Deontay Graham Hornets rookie card PSA 9 sold for $1,025. This comes from Steve-O 9225. The modest Schill bid 1,000%. Yeah. I followed Devontae Graham for through college and then in the NBA. He's okay player. Yeah, $1,000. There's that, or it's they're just washing drug money. But anyway.
Well, but and as Dub brought up earlier today, that as long as you put in the right keywords, you can get $3,000 for anything.
It just takes one. That's really what it is, right? It just takes one. I mean, there are people that legitimately buy Jose Uribe cards and that think they're buying something unique or rare because everybody and their brother knows it's some kind of money laundering scheme or some Illuminati crap. But I bet some of that stuff actually sells because people think they're naive. They don't know any better, and that's why it's a hobby. It's really not a medium to make money. You can make money, but for every person like our buddy Mike Summer that can create a successful business model, you're going to have 10 people who can't.
Well, because they don't understand it or what
Right.
it takes, and I can tell you, Mike will say this, and I will too. There is definitely a learning curve from even being an experienced collector to actually making that into making money for yourself, and being able to get to that staying point. There is definitely a learning curve, and somebody that doesn't understand the ins and outs of collecting and kind of like the cycles that we go through in sports, in collecting sports and selling sports, then there definitely are the off seasons are good times to buy, and this year's a little funky because I don't know how much of off seasons we're going to have, but right now it's completely unpredictable. Box prices, card prices, because I figured when we hit the pandemic that the bottom would fall out, right? And it did nothing but go up. So, okay, what the hell? And these box prices, guys, I want to get into this really quick. And these box prices are nuts. So right now I saw that Panini Prism Football that releases in a couple of months is like at $9.50 a box pre-order. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Last year it maxed out around like $2.50 a box. So if you pre-order this from your from the distributor, I'm telling you right now, the box is $122. If you buy a case, the box price comes down to $118 a box. So, there's $800 of profit available, which is awesome for LCSs. Now, if they can do that and helps them stay in business, outstanding. But the value of what's in that box to Panini is probably in the neighborhood of $100 to $150 at the high end. And yet you're going to spend $900 to buy a box of cards. Now, okay, that's your prerogative. You spend your money, but there was somebody that said, hey, do I pay the bills this month or do I pre-order 2 boxes of this? And it's like, you pay those bills, dum-dum, because these are just trading cards. And if you want the Joe Burrow, then just go buy it when it comes out. That way you're guaranteed you don't get the other stuff, but guess what? You get that one Joe Burrow you wanted, or the Justin Herbert, or the Tua, or whoever you're looking for. But it's insane. It makes zero sense with these prices. And I don't know how you guys feel, but I have a feeling that a lot of long-term collectors have what is a hobby funk right now, and I kind of feel that way. Where like when stuff comes out now, I'm not excited because I know that unless I'm getting it from my distributor, the price is too much, and I'm not going to go and pay the astronomical price the LCS can get for it, which is fine for them. I'm totally okay with that. I just make the choice not to spend my money that way, and that's okay. And if other people do, awesome, and it keeps my shop in business, and I can go and hang out in there and have good fun, and pick up cards that they left behind because they got birds on a $900 box, and outstanding.
Yeah,
but I don't. And retail's gone now. So when retail Prism drops, those $20 blasters now are going to be what, $100, $200?
No way.
Yeah, I had a moment of about an hour today that I'll share with the three of you. I had got dragged into a bunch of investment talk and crap and banter and a lot of trolls and all that. So I've had a lot of fun the last couple of days, just toying with some people, and some of it was good debate. But this afternoon I won an AJ Puck Stadium Club image variation. It was the last one I needed. They had done McGuire, Luzardo, Puck, and Murphy for Stadium Club. And then Bowman Chrome comes out and they did 4 more. They did Puck and Luzardo and Murphy and Noisy, right? And a lot of these are selling between $15 to $30. And now there's not 4 of them, but there's 8 of them. And I bought the Puck and I was excited for a second, thinking, good, that was the last one I needed. For about an hour, I thought, man, what am I doing? It seems like you're pissing money away. I could be doing so much more with this money to set myself and my family up for retirement. Collecting pictures of men on cardboard versus taking the family on a trip to Disneyland when the world reopens, or a 7-day cruise, building memories, right? So for like an hour, I was seriously considering I'm done with the hobby, just because of all of this stuff, looking at a checklist and seeing Chronicles come out and Ben Ballard Chrome and this and that. It's overwhelming. And then the price attached to it is astronomical compared to what most long-term collectors are used to, because we've seen the ebb and flow over the years and all this new money that had come in. And you have some people that are like, oh, it's great for the hobby. It's literally destroying the hobby, because once they leave, if long-term collectors are also gone as a result of being priced out of the market, what's left? You know, manufacturers can make cards till they're blue in the face. If you don't have any buyers, you're gone. It wouldn't be the first time a successful business has went out of business after 80 years. You know, I mean,
Sears,
yeah, Blockbuster. I mean, look at all of them. I mean, you know, Montgomery Ward was the thing for years, decades. The Montgomery Ward catalog would come in the mail. What is Montgomery Ward's?
We're going to Ward's, Monkey Ward's.
Yeah. I mean, back in the old days, Tim, when you and I were young, you know, you go to the shopping mall, right? And you would have, you'd have Macy's, but you'd have Ward's, they're gone. You'd have JCPenney's, they're gone. You have Sears, they're gone.
Elder
now
Beerman's.
Now you have Nordstrom's closing up too. You know, I'm not saying Nordstrom's going out of business, but it's very possible. You know, a lot of these big companies are filing for bankruptcy protection. It's like, hey, yeah, the market's shifting to that point. There's no real worth in any of these cards outside of the 7 or 8 million of us people that are in the hobby, and we're just trading monopoly money around the table. You know, you're landing on my property and I'm paying you rent, and I'm landing on yours and I'm paying you that same money right back. That's really what it comes down to. And yeah, it was, like I said, it was a fleeting thought personally, but I think there are a lot of people that are going to take that mindset and run with it, the hobby fatigue.
Well, and so I can't speak for Ange as she checks thing I sent her, but damn, first of all. It's definitely a thing that, you know, outside of 1 or 2 releases, I just don't care for most products that are released nowadays. Stadium Club's cool. Diamond Kings has my heart. Ginter has mine and Angela's as a set collection. Series 1, Series 2 update, yeah, we'll break a pack or two. Chrome update, it's kind of cool to have. But, I mean, outside of that, based honors, they could go away tomorrow and I wouldn't care. I had this discussion with Ben a couple years back where opening product is sweet and it's nice and it's cool and it scratches that itch. However, you know, I could buy the team set, a Relic or 3, and still have $20 to go to my favorite sandwich shop for the cost of a box. Now, outside of the key releases, why am I not going to do that?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. And Ben brought up Disneyland. We just kind of looked up the price the other day. We were talking on vacation this weekend about Disneyland. You know, it costs $280 for a 2-day pass to Disneyland.
Yes.
Per person.
Per person.
Per person. Talk about making memories. But okay, so you have a family. Say you have 3 people. You have a mom and dad, or you have 2 adults and a child, and you want to go for the 2 days because you need at least 2 days in there, right? So and then with parking, so say it's $300, so that's like $900 on top of that. Then food's just spending at least $1,000, just $1,000 to go spend 2 days at a park.
So we went
and wait in line and maybe get to ride the ride.
We went to
Disneyland
in 1994, I want to say, and we couldn't have spent more than $200.
Yeah.
What do you mean we, dude? You were like what, 6 with a half beard at that time?
Just a mustache.
You were just a little hobbit at the time.
Well,
but like that to me, that's a ripoff.
Yeah.
Like, do they have to really charge those prices because people aren't coming through the turnstiles? No, because you can, and you just like that. That's why I think, you know what? I don't know. Get on my Disney rant. If Disneyland burned down tomorrow, I wouldn't care a shit.
Well, and it goes back to the whole thing that I've argued with you guys in the past on the show and off the show about the associated cost of going to the National for somebody out here on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. If you're buying a plane ticket and just a hotel room, I mean, yeah, there's shared, rentals, but the fee to get in, and then your food and your drinks and everything. I mean, you're looking at a couple of grand for somebody like me that's very methodical when it comes to finances. My thought is I could go and meet everybody that I would love to meet and hug and shake hands with, take pictures with. Probably not going to spend a lot of money there because my want list is so specific. And not to say that they won't have stuff that I need there, but I'm not going there to buy a T206 Eddie Plank. It's just not in the cards for me. To see one, I've seen them before. It's great, but as a collector, would I not be better off taking that $2,000 and putting that into my PC and knocking the 8,000 cards I still need down to 4,000? And it's a specific choice for everybody. But like you said, you have Disneyland for you guys look at it and say $1,000. My God, while other people look at it and go, man, $1,000. Awesome. I love Disneyland. I'll go every other week if I could afford it. It's individualistic. Everybody has to make that decision for themselves.
Fair assessment.
Just saying.
It's so, I feel like
experience. I'm a very experienced person, so I'd much rather go to the National and do limited things rather than.
Then let me ask you this, Angela.
Add to a checklist that I can add to later.
But here's the thing. Do you have a compulsive desire or compulsive, quote unquote need to collect every card ever produced for a specific team from the dawn of time?
No.
You don't. You don't.
I collect what I want.
I have to. If I'm gonna collect in this hobby, I need every A's card from 1909 through current, every base and every insert. Have to have them, and that's the difference between you and I, which doesn't make you or I any more right or wrong than the other. It's just, when it comes down to that, I had posted the other day on Twitter, and a few people are like, well, you're looking at it wrong. And I'm like, not based on the way I'm looking at it. It's absolutely right. There was a card that was being asked for, a Lewis Robert, for $4,500. And I said, think about that for a second. If you're making $15 an hour and you want that card because the hobby is telling you want that card, you would have to work 7 weeks before even paying taxes just on the simple math of it to afford that. And James Good, our good friend, had said, well, that's not an introductory card. Like $15 an hour might be an introductory pay range. Fair enough. But that's the thing is, we all want a bigger house. We all want a nicer car. We all want that. And, if our neighbor has one, it makes us want it even more.
But if you're making $15 an hour and you're trying to buy a $4,500 card, you're probably kind of dumb.
You probably are. And that was the real point.
You're keeping up with the Joneses, which is not what you need to be doing.
But 10 minutes ago, we just showed a picture of that idiot who has a whole dining room full of boxes that he probably leveraged himself out the ass for. You want this $4,500 card. I mean, I want a T206 Eddie Plank, which is a $38,000 card. And does that make me dumb?
But Ben, he has 29,000 Twitter followers.
Well, there's that then.
Guys, it's the whole thing gets back to collect within your means, collect what you want. Don't let anybody else tell you how to collect. There's a million ways to collect, and you're going to probably change over time till you find your specific one. Now, and like recently, I've gotten in this funk with the hobby where it's like, okay, I'm not opening packs or boxes, one because of the price, and I can't find any retail. Normally, when retail stuff, I'd go to Target or Walmart. It might not be a set or a brand I like. Now I'm die hard for, but if it's something that kind of piques my interest or I want to check it out, $20 on it's not that bad of a deal, right? I'll open it up and have some fun and see what it is. that doesn't happen now. And then on top of it, then when I'm looking to collect, my guys and stuff, and they're not in every release. Okay. And I haven't bought anything. Like my purchases have gone down, which I guess is fine. I'm just kind of, padding the old PayPal, as they say. And the only things I've been buying have been Project 2020 Bretts. And okay, that's fine because that goes to my collection. But I don't know. You kind of lose the luster. And what can you guys do? Like, what can you do to get out of a hobby funk? Like when you're just kind of like, nah.
I walk away for 6 months, and then I come back.
Yeah.
See, you have that
done
advantage. Yeah, you have that advantage where I don't, because right now there's products that have come out that I know I've got coming, or I know I can pick up. If I get 3 days behind, this is just me personally, right? This is where that disease mentality comes in. That what I imagine a gambler would feel like. I have to have it, and that's why it might be the healthiest thing at some point just to walk away from the hobby entirely. At some point, and the hobby really is feeding that animal in a lot of collectors because of the sheer amount of cards that are coming out and the rapidity that they're coming out. I mean, it's just, you can't catch your breath. I literally read off the Panini Chronicles checklist to Heather while she was preparing dinner, and I was like, honey, listen to this. And she's like, you know what I heard that whole time? She goes, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. What's that going to cost us? And I'm like, now, honey, granted, about half that I don't need because a lot of those are autographs and whatnot. But again, it's just the premise behind it. And if it was just one release a month, cool. But it's not. This is right on the heels of Allen and Ginter, which was right on the heels of Stadium Club, which are two huge releases every year. You have Update coming out next month. Bowman Chrome. Not that I dabbled in that, but it's another huge release. You had 3 ridiculous releases in September. And that's just in baseball. Not if you collect any other sport. That's a lot. We can only earn our money so fast. I don't care how much money you earn, whether you're $15 an hour or $50 an hour, it doesn't really matter. You can only earn it so fast.
Yeah. Speaking of money, if you can help, Examine Baseball tweeted out today, my 86-year-old ex-Major League player, or my friend is an 86-year-old ex-Major League player who's having severe financial problems as one of the alumni programs cut off his aid due to COVID, wiping out their fundraising. If anyone is willing to donate, DM me for details. Any donation greater than 20 gets an autograph. Retweets appreciated. So you can hit up his PayPal. It's paypal.me/N Duante, which is D. So it's paypal.me/N DIUNTE, or hit him up on Twitter at Examine Baseball. Hit us up, let us know. If you can, even if it's $5, something help, anything helps. At this point, I reached out to Nick today. He said, yeah, he's still taking in stuff. People are also, this one gentleman here sold a Topps Chrome, a Stadium Club Chrome of Mike Trout for $60, and all of the money went to the cause to help this ex-major league player. Nick says he gets to visit him a couple times a year. So,
and he just, and maybe out of shame, we don't know, obviously, but he just doesn't want his name put out. And hey, that's his that's respectable.
Yeah, and so if you can, I think anything would help, and just to help an old ball player out that probably was relying on a little bit of that fundraising to help him through tough times. But any final thoughts before we head out tonight, everybody?
I did share that to chat, and I hope everyone has as good a next box break as Angela with her Ginter.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout. I will definitely be buying more Ginter.
She's as addicted as I am with Diamond Kings.
Yeah.
It might be worse.
In a little pull the curtain back, somebody on the show might be on TV soon. All I'm going to say.
In which country?
Well, in a country.
It is a country on the map.
It is. So,
aren't we on TV every day?
We could be.
I mean, don't people watch this on repeat on like
Big
you can have
screens.
full house reruns on the Hulu, or you can have About the Cards on the YouTube.
On Chrome, hook us up.
Yeah.
Hey, hint for hobby shop owners. Run
Yeah.
podcasts on loop.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. All right. Remember, live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific.
Say it.
10 Central.
There she is.
Make sure to subscribe and review our show on all platforms. You can always follow us on Twitter About the Cards. You can follow Angela at another _Castle.
There you go.
You can always follow Ben at our trading cards. Follow Steph at Junkwax Twins. Follow me at Big Chef 79. Please share your hobby stories. Great poll. Send your questions our way. Keep collecting. We'll see y'all next week.
Ciao.